on my way to changing the world and all this, and I get home and I wait for my mom. My mom comes back from work and I'm like, "Oh, Mom, I figured out something at school today. It's real important." She smiles and she's like, "Oh my God, he finally had an A in the test or something. You know, she thought I did something real good at school." And I'm like, "Mom, I figured out that each point contains the whole. Each part of you has infinite involved in it, and each point has a connection to everything else." And I'm telling her all that, and she looked at me and she, "Part of your curriculum at school, is it? And I think you should go back to it. You're not doing." And and my mom's kind of a pragmatic person. And she, she's a Roman Italian, woman, and she just looked at me and said, "Anyway, today, I don't feel infinite." I'm not feeling infinite, so why don't you just go back to your curriculum, Go do your homework or something. And I got disappointed. It crushed me. I was like, "Oh my God, she's right. How can a point contain the whole if a point has a finite boundary? If the body has a finite boundary, how can it have infinity in it?" So I was like, "Oh, I gotta go back to the drawing board on this one." And I was like, that doesn't really work. How do I do this? Well, it turns out that that's got to be one of the largest errors that is going on in our understanding of physics and our understanding of the way the universe functions and our place in it. That is, that infinity and finite system are opposites instead of complementary. But how can a finite system and an infinite curvature be complementary? How can the two be together? I knew when I was 10 that there was a solution to this, because I knew I was right, because I had seen it in my mind's eye. I instinctively knew it. Actually, most children I talk to, if they haven't gone through that first lesson of geometry, know this. They think of the universe as infinitely big and infinitely small, all embedded into each other to infinity. In general, they think of that as being quite logical. The kids are not the only people that thought of this. Do we have sound on the computer? One famous physicist, Carl Sagan, wrote a book called Contact. And then there was a movie that was made out of that book. And the movie starts like this. Thank you. Okay, this is a little bit hard to see. It's the edge of the Earth. There we go. And so we're moving away from the Earth in space. And as we move out, we catch up with all the radio waves that were sent into space by the Earth. So it's like almost going back in time. There goes Saturn. exiting our solar system. And shortly we'll be exiting the arm of the galaxy we're in. Here's our galaxy center. Now we're moving faster and faster away from our galactic supercluster. So the concept of a universe within a point, was there quite definitely described. Let me tell you as well that the concept of a universe coming out of a dot is not that outrageous. The current theory of the Big Bang says that we all came out of a dot the size of a Planck's link, 10 to the minus 33 billions of times smaller than an atom, and all of our universe. The only difference here is that this view says, no, it didn't all emerge from one dot that decided to make a universe. All dots contain the possibility of a universe in it. All dots are connected to all other dots. And so here, then Hollywood came up with their version of this concept. And since they're the man in black, they have much faster technology. They can move much faster than anybody else. So that's the end of Man in Black movie. They have extreme speed because they got all that alien technology. Little marbles we are. So these concepts have been around, except they've never really been understood because, again, how do you fit infinity in a finite space? And it's crucial that we understand how we did it. Well, when I grew up, eventually, I found the solution. I found the answer to this. The solution is what is called a fractal. And I'm going to show you very, very simply how infinity fits into finite. How infinity and finite systems are absolutely complementary. And that each point has the potential of having all information in it.